that, we were there I was there from 85 to 90. All right. Yeah, 5 years. I know. But yeah, from 85 to 90. If I bought one of those brownstones they had in DC's back in 1990, I'd be sitting on some change. All right. And they were giving them away. All right. Um, so, but that was a missed opportunity, but that was a phase I was going through. My next phase where I was, jumping around with my job, going from city to city. Again, I didn't buy any real estate in any of those cities because it was, I was a young man and, I was more concerned with having a good time than building myself financially. All right. Now, when I finally settled down in Atlanta and got married, I bought that first house, and that was a game changer for me. So as you go through, but it didn't become the last house. I bought it. We thought, okay, well, you got a house, you're stuck here. 3 years later, we sold the house, right? And then that put $27,000 in my pocket, and that I save a number because I know that it is. I want to make it real to you guys to understand that is a way to create wealth. And as a young man of, I think I was 30, maybe 34, probably even younger than that. I think I was just turning 30. That was a big deal back then. All right. But this is gonna, so but so real estate is not, it can be, it is what it's for you. It can be to you what you make it. All right. So I encourage folks. This show is really to encourage folks to, start to walk down that path of ownership up here. Real estate is not. Hello. Got a little feedback. Okay. All right. Yeah. It encourages folks to walk down that path of ownership. All right. And because that puts you in control. All right. That puts you in control. And as you buy and sell, you gain more control over a period of time. So anyway, all right. So today is June 8th. And like I said, I think the last time I came to you, I don't think I broadcast live in May. And in April, gosh, we were just getting used to sheltering in place. All right, while the world moved around us, and like I said, you would think that the real estate market would slow down because of that, but no. May was incredible. May was very, very, very active. Not as good as past May, but I think it was good, better than April, and a lot of it had to do with folks staying at home, and I think getting tired of their four walls, and they realized, okay, hey, you know what? I need to get on with the getting on of living life. All right, so while we're very, that's the beauty of being in America and being the individuals who we are, right? We realize that life goes on, and we got to figure out how to make our current situation work. All right. Couple of things I wanted to share with everybody. One is a saying, think big, but act small. All right. Hold on for a second. I know, get some privacy on here. Sorry, I had to put the privacy click on. So think big, but act small. And what I heard this in, I've been spending a lot of time listening to podcasts, going on to some training, and really just getting the idea. Did you change that numbers? Yeah, okay. Getting the idea of spending a little more time doing planning on my business, planning on my career, and just educating myself, right? Because you gotta do that. You gotta find ways to continually improve. That's one thing my dad taught me, that you're never too old to learn. All right, and then life is about learning all the time. All right, so and one of the things that I've come across in this podcast was think big and act small. All right, and why that hit me in such a special place is because really I have big goals. I have big dreams. All right. But sometimes you're so scared of them and scared that you will actually hit them. All right. So you live in a certain level of fear. I'm gonna sit down now. You live in a certain level of fear where you're like, okay, it's like I want to be a mega agent. I want to grow a big team. I want to have success. All right, but am I scared to do the things that it's going to take in order to manifest that success? All right, I believe that in that those opportunities are out here for us, right? But you've got to put yourself in position to take advantage of that. All right. So whether you're in real estate, whether you're in sales or anything, whether you're just living your life in your current job and you want more out of life, you got to do the homework. You got to do the work. You want to buy a house, all right? You can't depend on the realtor to go and necessarily find your house. Where the realtor skills come in is helping you get the house, is helping you during the transaction. All right. Everybody's empowered right now with technology and tools. All right. So everybody can see what's there. All right. But you may not have the insight to see whether or not is that a great deal? Is that a good location? What's the neighborhood like? What's is given my current scenario in terms of what I'm trying to accomplish, is this the right house for me? All right. That's where the realtor skills come in, and then they help you with the negotiation. A good realtor is going to help you negotiate that deal. All right. And negotiating may not necessarily just be with the seller. All right. It's making sure that that deal is structured so it will close. Right. Making sure that at the end of this transaction, you'll get there. And excuse my rambling if it feels like I'm rambling a little bit. So I mean, it's going back to my think big and acting small message, and when we wrap that message up, it's everybody should have big goals, right? Everybody should have these goals that at 5 years out that are seemingly impossible. Throw a number out there, that you're like, there's no way that you can get to it. All right. And then find a way to believe you can. All right. And create the path to getting there. Like, okay, you know what? If I want to sell, if I want to be a mega agent and I want to sell, $100 million worth of real estate a year, all right, in 5 years. All right. I want to have that type of run rate in 5 years. Right. My job now is to start to do the stuff that's going to help me be a great agent tomorrow. All right. So get educated, do the training. All right. Fix my chair here. Get educated, do the training. Spend the time doing the little things in developing a team around you, whether it's individual agents that are going to make you better, whether it's your lenders and other vendors you use that are going to make you better. But spend the time building yourself up, and this, building yourself up. And I think this is something you do in any role. I'm using real estate as an example, but you can do this in any role. Everybody's a leader. Everybody needs to find a way to portray leadership in the roles they do, and everybody needs to have big goals, but then take those small steps that help you get there. Same thing when you want to buy a house, right? Hey, this is I want to buy a house, James, in 2020. Great, right? What are you doing to help get yourself there? You got to manage your credit, right? First and foremost, you got to take proactive steps to manage your credit, and it's beyond just paying your bills on time. All right, because that's definitely important. You got to make sure you're plugged in. Credit Karma, your banks, they're going to give you your credit report. All right. But then you got to, connect with somebody that's going to look at it differently for the goals you want to achieve. You want to get a mortgage, you better talk to a loan officer. All right. And then have them look at it, because they're going to look at it with a different eye. Right? They're going to look at it with a different objective on, okay, hey, you need to make sure you take care of this. You got to manage your bills. You got to pay down your bills, because you don't want to have a whole lot of debt. You got to work on your income. All right. Don't necessarily, that's not going to happen over time. I mean, overnight. But you got to work on your income, and you got to create a path, a track record that says you're reliable to those institutions, right? Maintaining a W-2 job helps, all right? But if you're a 1099 employee, if you're an entrepreneur like myself, you just got to maintain good bank records. You got to show that you can grow income time over time. If you're a W-2 employee and you're thinking about moving to an entrepreneur route, secure the house first. That's my suggestion to you. Secure the house first. When I moved here from Texas, when I moved to Atlanta from Texas in 2016, I had a corporate job. All right. And I knew that eventually I was going to go into real estate. But the objective of that corporate job was to get me to the area where I wanted to be. All right. And to give me a W-2 job and a work history that I could rely on to purchase the house. I purchased the house in March. I quit the job in April. All right. And that allowed me to jump into being an entrepreneur, but I secured the house. All right. So make sure you start to have those conversations with your realtor, have those conversations with a lender. And so you have a clean game plan on how do you move from the different phases of your life and secure the assets that you want. All right. Golly. So someone give me a call, 678-381-1973. I know a bunch of my realtor friends, they're on a leadership call. We've been on leadership Zoom meetings all day. But someone out there, you got a question on real estate, I would love to help you. Would love to chat with you. If you're thinking about buying real estate in Atlanta, this is a great time. I know that the pandemic may got you down, but this is still a great time. There are not so much deals out there. There are good houses to be found on the buy side. And a lot of it depends on your willingness to move forward, right? Don't let this scenarios, what's going on around you, stop you from advancing yourself financially, advancing yourself and getting that security you want, and setting yourself up for generational growth, wealth with your kids. They say that if people that raised in homes where their parents own, they tend to be homeowners. All right. So kids that are raised in homes where their parents own, they tend to be homeowners. So make sure that you start, doing those things, because your kids are definitely looking at you. They're watching you. They're watching mommy and daddy's actions. All right. And they're interpreting it, and they're internalizing some of those stages. All right. So, let's talk about the benefits of home ownership. I've touched on this on multiple times when I've done this. There are 6 primary benefits I think that I like to share with folks. The first one is, is that happiness you get from the stability of home ownership. Right? It's feeling like owning your home. You got a place, and quite honestly, in this land, in this world, in these times, we all need that. We all need a place we can call our own. All right. Then you go into the tax savings, right? That's huge, right? That's something that if you're in an apartment today, you don't get to benefit from. And what I mean by that, you get to write off the interest on that loan. Only vehicle you can do that on. All right. Used to be able to do it on cars. Used to be able to do it on credit cards at one point. All right. Oh, we got a call?
Yes, sir.
All right. Who do we got?
Hi, Susanna. How are you?
Anna, how are you doing today?
Good, good. I was calling to see how the lease to own works and what are the advantages and disadvantages of it.
Okay. Well, there are several lease to own programs. Anna, what market are you in? Where do you live? Are you in Atlanta or where are you?
I am. I'm here in Georgia.
Hey, okay,
I'm
great.
looking. I'm looking for I would say within the Lilburn type of area.
Okay. All right, Anna, make sure you I get your contact info because I definitely want to talk to you a little bit more about the program offline as well. Okay. Um,
Okay.
so in fact, do this when you get a chance. My phone number is 678-948-5502.
Okay.
All right. If you can text me your contact info,
948.
say it again.
I got up to 948.
Okay, yeah. 678-948-5502.
Okay.
Yeah, text me your contact
Okay.
and I can put you in touch with some more details about the program. All right, but so there's a couple of lease to own programs. The one that I like is called Divvy. All right, and essentially, well, let me back up. So there, you can do a lease to own with a lot, like with an individual owner, but there's programs out there that are structured to help folks do that lease to own and help them with the transition into getting into a home. All right, so if you're new to a town and you're not sure where you want to live, but you know you're going to have to lease anyway, but you may eventually want to buy. That's a good program. Um, if you're still working on your credit, you have some credit challenges, but you have at least a 550, and you make about $50,000 at least. All right, that this particular program will work for you because they'll put you in a lease in a home. 25% of your monthly rent will go towards savings to purchase a home. All right, and they do require a down payment, but that is basically 2% of the cost of the house. But that also goes in a pool towards you purchasing the house. So with this particular program I'm talking about, in 3 years you'll have a 10% deposit that you can now go ahead and buy that particular home, or we can transition you and find you a different home. All right. But pluses and minuses, I think it really just depends on where you are. So it's always better to be in a lease to own program versus renting, right? Because now you still have a path to home ownership. All right. But obviously, if we can get you into a house that you own, that would be ideal, right? And you may be closer than you think. All right. So that's why I definitely want to chat with you because I want to see which option works best for you, and put you in touch with the right folks that we can look at and figure out kind of what your next steps would be, whether it be a lease to own program or home ownership.
Okay, and with those lease to own programs, because I've heard a lot of horror stories, is it something that's safe in your opinion or from what you've dealt with, or is this something that specifically you deal with so you know it's safe? What is the are you actually dealing with other landlords? Because I've heard some horror stories, or is that just
yes.
something like and this is a contract that you're guaranteed to have this,
Right. So there has been dealing with individual landlords. Really, it's based off the individual, right? Everybody's not. Everybody's program is not positioning you is not positioned for your benefit. You know what I mean? Some individual homeowners may try to take advantage of you and not give you a path to getting to that house. All right. Or, they make it, the hurdles a little higher. All right. The programs that I've been involved with, they are structured to help you purchase the house. And that's really where you want to go. All right. So you want a program that has that is reputable. All right. That is structured to help you actually purchase the house. All right. And honestly, as a real estate agent, I'd rather have you buy a house. All right. I'd rather kind of walk you through the process to figure out how to get you there. But in those instances where, it's not right for you at the moment, because there's a lot of things that can keep you from purchasing today, whether it's your credit, whether it's your debt, whether you got student loans. Student loans are a big item that knocks people out of the purchase path immediately or initially. Now, it's not something that's going to stop you, but I mean, again, for whatever the reason, you should chat with a real estate professional. That way we can figure out kind of what's your right path. And without going into much detail about your background and all that stuff, that's why I kind of want to have an offline conversation to figure out kind of what's the right path for you. Have you been looking for a home long or?
Yes and no, because COVID kind of laid everything back.
Right.
So I wasn't sure at the time if, what we wanted to do was do like a rent to own, or because I think our credit should be good enough to where we can get a house and get it at a good enough rate, but I'm just not sure. I'm almost positive that that's the case. We just weren't sure which would be the best option when it came to that. So, that's why I was calling.
Okay. No, I'm glad you called. So first step, purchasing a home is always going to be the best move. All right. And it's for the reasons I was outlining. Because you purchase a house, you automatically get the benefits of tax savings. So the interest on your mortgage, now you can write that off. All right. It becomes something else that you can deduct. All right. And hey, we like Uncle Sam, but I like to only pay him what he deserves, right? Then you get the appreciation on that house, right? So, while you buy a house for $215, all right, you get to write off the interest on that note. You get the appreciation of that house, that price point. So now, like I bought my townhome that I'm in for $215 in 2016, and now the last one that's been sold in my neighborhood is $260. All right, so that's 4 years, $45,000, right?
Yeah.
Still there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm listening.
Right.
I'm sorry, you probably didn't hear me because I moved the signal where I'm at. I was saying yes.
Okay. But then you get the benefit of the equity, because as you stay in there, you're paying down and you own more of it, right? So in 4 years, I've amassed $75,000 in total of appreciation and equity on this property. All right. And all I've done is do the same thing I've done every day is wake up and go to work. You know what I mean? So it becomes, by ownership, it makes it your secret bank account. All right. And, I'm 54 years old. Probably left my parents' house when I was 20, so that's, not that I was going to own for those 34 years, but, that's, from the time I was 30, let's say that, that's 24 years that, you're able to use real estate as a vehicle, to help me grow financially, and do the same thing I'm doing every 365 is wake up, go to work, and live. You know what I mean? So
absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, so it's definitely so. Number one, buying a home, if you can, I think is the best solution rather than doing a rent to own. A rent to own is maybe plan B if it's helping you transition towards ownership, but the goal of ownership should still be your main focus, right?
Mhm.
Hopefully I answered your question
Now,
completely.
would you recommend you being like, because I've been in Georgia, but I don't go out too much or anything. What areas would you recommend that you're like, okay, this is a good investment because of the house values and stuff like that?
So a lot of it depends on do you have kids?
They are already in high school. Both of them. One's a junior, one's going into ninth.
Okay, all right. So I mean, schools dictate a lot of real estate prices. Good if you're around good schools, that means the area is going to be desirable. All right, and you have more buyers looking to move into those areas because they have kids. So schools are a big driver. All right, and it's proximity to employment, to where you live, where you job is another factor, that you need to take into consideration. And it's different for everybody. There are areas around Atlanta that that bounce back quicker in a recession or in any when home prices drop. There are areas that bounce back quicker, and there are areas that didn't. So a lot of it just comes down to kind of figuring out the scenario that's right for you, right, in the area you want to live in. Because I mean, the beauty of real estate is, for the most part, wherever you go, there's an opportunity for you for that investment to be wise. There are areas that are going to be better, but I would love to. I can kind of show you a couple things when we talk offline and really try to help you on determining where will be best for you.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, that'll work. I have your information and I can go ahead and give you a call, sometime after you get off air. And
Okay.
I've been listening to you and I just wanted to make sure that I was more specific with questions to where, maybe I can get more specific answers on, rent to own versus just owning and stuff like that. Because I wasn't too sure, and I'm not very familiar with any of that stuff. So that really helps, and I have your information, and I'll be sure to give you a call.
Sure. Give me a text to make sure did you get a chance to text me?
I do. I can text you, and I can say, I called the show earlier, and let you know, it was me that called earlier, and see if we can find solutions or whatever. You can tell me what's best, and we can take it from there.
Okay, great. One other thing, I want you to write down my website. It's James Peters Jr.
Hang on 1 second. Hang on, I'm really slow. Okay, what is it?
JamesPetersJr.com.
JR.com. Okay, I have it here, and on it, I'm sure it's got like more information as well, correct?
It does, but go ahead and register, because what it does, it allows you to also search for those homes. All right, it's set up a profile so you can kind of see what's available in various areas, and we can tweak it and figure out kind of what areas work for you. So
Okay.
you can do that
And
for me.
maybe like the type of home I'm looking for and stuff like that.
Right. We can customize that. Excuse me.
All right. We'll be. God bless you. We'll be in touch. And I'll be sure to reach out to you. Okay.
All right. Perfect. And I appreciate you making the phone
All
call.
right. Thank you, Mr. James.
All right.
Have a good one.
All right. Bye.
Okay.
Okay, everybody, I'm back. Wow, I love it when people call. I love it when people call. Love to interact with you and chat with you about helping you obtain your dream there. That was a good call because I think we've touched base on lease to owns programs in the past. But the number one thing, lease to own is an option to help you get to your goal. But if the goal is home ownership, there are other paths that are more expedient. But definitely one that if you can't buy right off now, the idea is to get you in position to buy later. And the programs that I would talk to you about would give you some tools to help you there. Because not only will they obviously help you save the money, which is always a hurdle, but they also help you work on your credit to position yourself for to be able to buy in a 3-year period. And it's it could be 1 year. You might be ready in 1 year. You might be ready in 2. But that's definitely a program that'll help. We'd love to share that with you. The program is called Divvy. But inbox me or my email address is jamespeters at kw.com. James Peters Jr. JR for junior at kw.com. Or you can register on my website and ask me the question, which is going to be jamespetersjr.com. Or you can text me and call me at 678-948-5502. So love your questions. We got about 15 minutes left. Give me another call. I want to talk to somebody else. 678-381-1973. All right. Tomorrow, if you're in Georgia, go vote. Go vote. Can I say that again? Did I mention go vote? All right. If you haven't done early voting, go vote. All right. This election is important. All right. In November, it's going to be important, but go and vote now. Exercise that right you have. Exercise that benefit. People have died to give you that right to vote. I'm going to need everybody to utilize that. All right. So let your voice be heard. All right. Someone else mentioned in one of the leadership meetings I was in today was be the change you want to see. And, it's like people are not satisfied with where they are, their current situation, but you gotta be the change you want. Be the change you want to see. Everything starts with you. All right. So, be the change you want to see. What else do I want to say? Again, going back to my think big and act small, having that long-term vision, that big vision is great, but then you got to take the small steps to move through and progress towards success. You think about it. We're in June, right? And it's felt like we've gone through 3 years already in 2020. All right. And really, it's like every day there may have been a new challenge. There may have been a new thing that we had to take care of, but we woke up every morning and we took those steps. Stay at home. Okay. Yeah. You know what? I use this time to try to get better, to educate myself. I think the world of Zoom has been introduced to a lot more folks, kids now, doing classes at home, parents having to be not only parents, but now teachers. So that they've developed a lot of different skills. So, so think big, but act small. Take those steps to get you towards the pathway to success. It's definitely a message I want everybody to leave here with. Trying to think, when I covered the benefits of home ownership, I didn't talk about roots, but everybody, establishing yourself in an area, that's one of the big benefits of being a homeowner is establishing roots. And I did talk about education, kids that are in homes that their parents own, they tend to do better in school. All right. The other thing is creating generational wealth to get you there. So again, what I mean by that is, my dad was a homeowner, which in my mind means I can't be nothing but a homeowner, and my son is going to be a homeowner. All right, and it's creating a path where that's one of the steps. All right, get us out of the apartment mindset, and get you into owning a piece of land. All right, and then don't stop there. If you may not want to be a real estate mogul, but I mean, there's still opportunities for you to own more, whether it's an investment property that you could be a landlord, all right, and maybe give somebody else an opportunity down the road to buy, or use that to create again more income for yourself as you retire. It is just another investment vehicle. I know everybody has 401ks, all right. And some folks, some of my folks out here, I know you guys have well-funded 401ks, and you're looking at your stock market. And you say, yeah, it's been a wild ride, all right. And you may want to diversify some of that money you have in stocks and bonds to some real tangible assets. Buy a house, buy an investment property. All right, right now, I think you can actually withdraw money from your 401k without penalty. So let's change the mix of what you have and put something into real estate. All right. And the benefit of that is tangible. It's real property. All right. And you can put somebody in there. It becomes a rental income for cash flow purposes. But then when you want to sell it, you're going to get the appreciation. You're going to get the benefit of appreciation, depending on the market and depending on the time. All right. And, it's something that you don't have to sell the entire portfolio. You could sell a few houses. If you have that much money, you could sell a few houses. But you know what? I want to chat with you guys about that investment strategy. I would love to talk to folks about buying that first house or the things you got to do to sell a house. All right. I have a new listing coming up. I have an investor that he's ready to move forward with other phases of his life, buy other property elsewhere. So he's liquidating some of his properties here in Atlanta. All right, which is great, because now it creates there's a shortage of inventory here in Atlanta. All right, so what that means is still a seller's market. So he gets the benefit of higher price points driven up because there are fewer folks selling homes. All right, and then somebody gets the benefit of owning that asset that's done so well for him, but now it could be part of their dream. All right. I mean, it would be something that they pass on to their kids. They could build a legacy based off that asset. So I mean, that's the beauty of real estate. You know what? They say one man's trash is another man's treasure, right? So it may be not so much trash, but it's something that, okay, hey, it has served my investor well. All right, and now he's moving on to another phase. All right, and then come in new home buyer, where this is an opportunity for them to own property and start a different phase of their life. All right, so but in the end, everybody benefits. Everybody gets to move on to another stage, and everybody gets to grow. So we got a few minutes left. We got about 8 minutes based off of my clock here. This show always goes much faster than I think it will. Honestly, for the last couple of weeks, I was so busy, but also there was so much going on. I didn't want to flood the airwaves with, it feels like there's things going on and important discussions that we needed to have about our current state in America, health-wise with the pandemic, and then, just not opening our eyes, but admitting that what we've seen and known around us. As a brother, as a black man, I've been living in the duality of America for so long, but I don't even realize sometimes about it. You know what I mean? About that you do have to, live in a duality. I was from the city of Boston, which was very urban, very, very African American, and went out to the suburbs for high school. So, I mean, I grew up, at some point realizing that, not you carry yourself differently, right? But there are two different worlds. There was a world where folks had more privilege, they had more money, and they thought differently than necessarily, where I was raised. But it wasn't that I wouldn't say thought differently. They were exposed to different things, all right? And that helped expose me to different things in a lot of different world, all right? So, I mean, there's benefits and negatives about that, but the reality is that we, as African Americans or as Black people, as humans in this world, all right, we need to be more caring. We need to look out for our fellow man more. But at the same time, we also need to be cautious of our situations and find ways to improve it. Let's take those little steps, but we can have big dreams, big visions for the long run. But we still got to take those small steps. We've made progress, but we haven't progressed enough. Not in the least bit. Where if things are happening where you got to be worried about calls because you have I have a son. And honestly, to me, it was like mentally when I grew up, I got to 25, I mentally celebrated that, hey, I was alive and not in prison and I hadn't been killed. And as a Black man, you almost keep that in your head, and you still, that was a fake goal, because quite honestly, it can happen to anybody, anytime. Right now, same thing for my brown child. I'm hoping that he gets to a point where you're like, okay, you checked off that first leg, he survived it there. You don't know, so anyway, I don't want to go through that. I want to put a damper on this conversation. This great conversation we had about real estate. But now's the time. Do not let this pandemic, do not let this current situation deter you from your goals, from your dreams of home ownership. Please give me a call. I would love to help you buy that first house, buy that second house, buy that fifth house, buy that 100th house. You know what I mean? I help investors. I help seasoned homeowners. I help folks buy and sell homes. And I would love to be your agent. If you're not in the Atlanta area, I got great agents through this network. I got great agents all over the country that I would love to connect you with. I'm not just going to connect you to somebody good. I'm going to connect you to somebody great in your area. I'm going to look. I'm going to see what their results have been. I'm going to talk to them, interview them, screen them for you. So you're not just getting Joe Blow off the internet. All right. Excuse me. That you're going to get somebody in leadership or somebody that has taken the training to be excellent to help sell you your home. All right. If you're not in Atlanta, if you're in Atlanta, all that applies to me. Call me. Excuse me. All right. 3 minutes and counting. 3 minutes and counting. It's not too late. You can dial in and holler at your boy. We'll love to chat with folks. I'm gonna commit to trying to get on here at least every 2 weeks to give you some live content. But you know what? Join my Facebook page. What is my Facebook page? I think you can find me at James Sells Atlanta. My Instagram page is Peters Legacy Realty Group. You can join me there. Would love to chat it up with you about again, about real estate, about life. I'm also, in addition to a realtor, I'm a business owner. I have a custom window treatment business. We'll talk to you about business all day long. I have several trucks that we put over the road. Well, excuse me, that we're doing locally now. So we'd love to chat with you about real estate, business, and just how you've been and your family. So give me a shout when you get a chance. All right. Special thanks to my producer. He does a great job. We got a late start today, but that happens. Let's I don't know where I was going with that. Ever have those moments? I'm getting old. You have a thought and then it just goes away. Anyway, love you guys. Appreciate you spending this time with me. My name is James Peters. This has been the Real Estate Hour with James Peters. All right. Yeah, I like that. So go ahead and put up my contact info. That's what I'm talking about. Looking for a real estate agent? Call James Peters. I think my numbers are on there. My numbers cut off there. 678-948-5502. All right, 678-948-5502. All right, appreciate that. That's what's up. All right, guys. You guys take care.